You're probably losing games in Clash Royale because you're treating your win condition like just another card in your deck. And look, I get it. When you're starting out, everything seems important. But here's the thing, your win condition is the card that actually wins games. Everything else in your deck exists to help that card do its job. Today we're going through every type of win condition in Clash Royale and how to actually use them properly. Because knowing what your win condition is and committing to it is the difference between stuck at 6,000 or 7,000 trophies and actually climbing ladder. First up, what even is a win condition? So a win condition is basically any card whose main job is to damage towers. Not troops, towers. Cards like Hog Rider, Graveyard, Expo, these target buildings or can reliably hit towers. They're what you build your entire deck around. The mistake most people make is they think having a strong card means it's their win condition. You might have a Mega Knight or a P.E.K.K.A. and think that's your win condition. It's not. Those are support cards. They help you defend and counter push, but they're not consistent tower damage. Your win condition needs to be something you can repeatedly get to connect with the tower throughout the match. That's the key word, repeatedly. You're going to play it multiple times per game, and each time it should threaten damage. And let's explain all of them. Number 1. Bridge spam win conditions. Let's start with the most straightforward ones. Cards like Hog Rider, Ram Rider, and Battle Ram are bridge spam win conditions. You play them at the bridge, and they run straight for the tower. The way you use these is pretty simple on the surface. You wait for your opponent to use Elixir, then you punish opposite lane. They play a golem in the back, Hog at the bridge on the other side. But here's what separates good players from bad ones with bridge spam. Bad players just spam it whenever they have enough Elixir. Good players track what defensive cards the opponent has used and in what order. You need to know if they have their building in cycle, if they have their swarm cards ready, if they just use their spell. With Hog Rider specifically, you want to be baiting out their counters first. If they run Tesla, you need to either outcycle it or make them use it on something else. Same with Cannon. The 2.6 Hog cycle deck works because it cycles so fast that even if they have a building, you're back to your Hog before they're back to their building. Supporting your bridge spam matters too. Ice Golem in front of Hog soaks damage. Earthquake with Hog kills buildings. Zap or Log with Hog clears swarms. You're not just throwing the Hog and hoping. You're planning one move ahead. And placement actually matters. Most people just slam Hog at the bridge center, but if you place him on the side of the bridge, he can sometimes bypass buildings placed in the center. Little things like that add up to hundreds of extra damage per game. Number 2, tank win conditions. Giant, Golem, Royal Giant, Lava Hound. These cards have a ton of health and their job is to soak tower damage while your support troops do the actual damage. The biggest mistake with tanks is playing them when you don't have Elixir for support. You drop a giant at the bridge with 5 Elixir left, that's just feeding your opponent free tower damage. Tanks need to be built up from the back most of the time. Here's how you actually play tanks. You place them behind your king tower during single Elixir. This gives you time to build Elixir back up. As the tank walks forward, you add support troops behind it. Musketeer, Mega Minion, whatever your deck runs. By the time it reaches the bridge, you've got a whole push going. With Giant specifically, you're looking for around 8 to 10 Elixir invested. Giant plus support. You're not spending 15 Elixir unless it's double Elixir time. The reason Giant works so well with Graveyard is the Giant tanks, while the skeletons from Graveyard swarm the tower. Opponent has to deal with both at once. Royal Giant is different because he can shoot from your side of the arena. You play him at the bridge and he locks on from range. The strategy here is catching opponents when they're low on Elixir or when their tank killers are out of cycle. Royal Giant also works well with Fishermen pulling troops away. For Golem and Lava Hound, these are your expensive tanks. 8 Elixir. You're committing hard when you play these. The strategy is defending first, building an Elixir lead, then dropping the big tank in the back. When it crosses the bridge, everything you defended with goes behind it and you've got this massive push that's hard to stop. One more thing about tanks, you need to identify if you're against a building deck. If they have Inferno Tower or P.E.K.K.A., you might need to spell their counter or bait it out before committing to your push. Number 3 is actually just Graveyard. Graveyard is unique because it's a spell that acts as your win condition. You place it on or near the tower and it spawns skeletons that attack. The thing about Graveyard is it's all about timing and placement. If you just throw Graveyard naked on a tower, any spell or splash troop stops it. You need a tank. Knight, Ice Golem, Giant. Something to distract the tower while the skeletons spawn. Placement matters a ton with Graveyard. If you always place it in the same spot, opponents predict it and get perfect spell value. You need to vary it. Sometimes center, sometimes on the far side. Keep them guessing so they can't preemptively poison or arrows. The best Graveyard combo is Giant Graveyard. Giant goes in first, soaks all the tower damage, then you drop Graveyard, and the skeletons just go crazy on the tower. If the opponent doesn't have a good counter ready, that's easily half a tower gone. Another thing, Graveyard punishes players who overcommit. They spend 8 Elixir on a push, Graveyard opposite lane. They have to choose between defending Graveyard or supporting their push. Either way, you're getting value. Poison pairs really well with Graveyard too. They drop swarms to counter your Graveyard. Poison kills the swarms. Now your skeletons are getting even more damage. Graveyard Poison is a classic for a reason. Number 4 are minor and chip damage cards. Minor is probably the most flexible win condition because you can place it anywhere. 3 Elixir can tank for other cards. It's used in cycle decks for consistent chip damage. The way minor works is you're chipping the tower for a couple hundred damage every time. Over the course of the match, that adds up. You're not taking towers in one push, you're slowly breaking them down. Mix up your minor placements. If you always send it to the same tower corner, opponents predict it and get their swarm there first. Sometimes back left, sometimes left front, sometimes front right. Avoid placing it back right because that can cause accidental king tower activations. Minor pairs really well with poison. Minor tanks, poison kills whatever they use to defend, tower takes damage. It's slow but reliable. Wall breakers with minor is another strong combo. Minor tanks the tower shots, wall breakers blow up on the tower. Goblin barrel is similar to minor in that it's chip damage. 3 Elixir spawns 3 goblins on the tower. The trick is baiting their spells first. If they have log and you can make them use it on something else, Goblin barrel gets full value. Barrel placements matter too. Standard center placement is fine, but opponents get used to it. Side placements, corner placements, these can dodge spells if they don't adjust. Against Tornado, you need to stagger the goblins so they don't all get pulled at once. With chip damage win conditions, you're playing the long game. You're not trying to 3 crown, you're trying to get one tower down by slowly chipping it throughout the match. Patience is key. Number 5 are siege cards. You place them on your side of the arena, and they shoot the enemy tower from across the river. This is the hardest archetype to play well. With Expo, you're playing for 1 tower usually, maybe 2 towers if you're lucky. The strategy is defending efficiently, building an elixir advantage, then dropping Expo when you know you can protect it. If they have Royal Giant or Golem in hand, don't place Expo. Wait until they cycle past it. Expo placement matters. Standard placement is 1 tile from the river, slightly to the side. This maximizes range while being far enough back that you can defend it. If you place it too close, they drop troops on it. Too far back, it doesn't reach. The key to Expo is knowing your opponent's deck. You need to figure out what counters they have. Do they have tanks? Buildings? Earthquake? Once you know, you defend and cycle until their counters are out of rotation, then you strike. Tesla pairs perfectly with Expo. Tesla defends, Expo attacks. Knight and Archers are your cycle cards, Fireball and Log handle swarms. The 2.9 Expo deck is all about cycling fast and defending efficiently so you can keep pressure on. Mortar is similar but cheaper and less threatening. 4 Elixir means you can place it more often. The trade-off is it does way less damage. Mortar is more about chip damage and playing defense. You place it, get a few shots on the tower, defend the counter push, repeat. Mortar has a blind spot though. Troops that get too close can't be hit by it, so you need support troops to kill things before they reach the mortar. Knight, Skeletons, Ice Spirit, these protect your mortar. Both siege win conditions require you to be really good at defense. If you take tower damage, you're behind. Siege is about 0 tower damage taken while your building slowly chips theirs down. It's a control playstyle that punishes mistakes hard. Number 6 on our list is Balloon. Balloon is the tower killer that does massive damage if it connects. 5 Elixir, flies straight to buildings. Death damage, even if they stop it. The problem is, it's slow and vulnerable to air targeting troops. The classic combo is Lava Hound Balloon. Lava Hound tanks, Balloon flies behind it. This costs 12 Elixir total, so it's a double Elixir play usually. When done right though, it's hard to stop because they need answers for both air threats. Lumberloon is another strong one. Lumberjack runs in, dies, drops rage, Balloon flies in raged and gets there faster. This catches people off guard and can take towers quickly. With Balloon, you're looking for moments when they don't have air defense ready. They just use Mega Minion on defense, Balloon opposite lane, their Musketeer is out of cycle, time to strike. Balloon freeze is toxic but effective. Balloon gets close, they drop their counter, you freeze everything, Balloon connects. One good freeze can mean a whole tower. Number 7 are spell cycle win conditions. Some decks actually win with spells. Rocket cycle is the main one. You can't stop a rocket. If you're ahead on tower damage, you just rocket their tower every time you have 6 Elixir and defend the rest of the match. This is usually a backup plan. Like if you're playing X-Bow and they have hard counters, you can switch to rocket cycling their tower. Or with Graveyard decks, if Graveyard isn't working, you go to Poison Cycle. The key to spell cycle is getting ahead first. You need to be up in tower damage before you can afford to just spell cycle. Otherwise, they'll just do the same thing and you're in a boring draw. Number 8 are split lane win conditions. Royal Hogs, 3 Musketeers, and Royale Recruits. These can be split between lanes to apply pressure on both towers at once. This forces your opponent to defend both sides, which spreads their resources thin. Royal Hogs are great for this. You drop them in the center, and they split 2 and 2. They're fast, target buildings, and even if only 1 or 2 connect, that's solid damage. The advantage of split lane is your opponent can't build one strong defense, they have to split their troops too. If they overcommit to one lane, the other lane gets free damage. 3 Musketeers is the expensive one. 9 Elixir, but you get 3 Musketeers. Split them 2 and 1. The lane with 2 is your main push. The single Musketeer defends or applies light pressure, forces them to choose which threat to deal with. Now here is how to actually use the win condition you picked. First, identify what your win condition is. Look at your deck. What card is designed to damage towers? That's your win condition. Everything else supports it. Second, track your opponent's counters. What do they have that stops your win condition? Buildings? Swarms? Tanks? Write it down mentally. Know when those cards are in cycle and when they're not. Third, don't just spam your win condition. Every time you play it, have a plan. Are they low on elixir? Did they just use their counter? Do you have support ready? If the answer is no, don't play it yet. Fourth, support your win condition. Spells, tank troops, cycle cards, use them to create opportunities for your win condition to connect. If you're just raw dogging your hog into their building every time, you're not going to win. Fifth, adapt your game plan. If your win condition isn't working, figure out why. Maybe you need to bait their counter first. Maybe you need to build bigger pushes. Maybe you need to switch to spell cycle. Be flexible. If you're running hog cycle against a deck with tornado and cannon, every time you play hog, they pull it with tornado and it never connects. Bad players keep doing the same thing and lose. Good players start playing passive, defending well, building an elixir lead, then overwhelming with multiple hogs in a row or switching to fireball cycle. So yeah, pick your win condition, learn it, master it. Everything else falls into place after that. Thanks for watching.